Welcome back to Wrestling World. Today we'll be taking a deep look at everything going on with Rey Mysterio and his family, as well as some info about Eva Marie's WWE return. So let's get into today's wrestling news. Starting off with Rey Mysterio and his family. For a few months now, Rey Mysterio's family has started to gradually enter his storyline with Seth Rollins. It started off with Seth Rollins attacking Rey's eye, and that's what jump-started this whole entire feud. It feels like this feud has been going on for a really long time, but it did have some long-term storytelling and did lead to Dominik's first official WWE match. So that was one huge payoff from the feud. Dominik Mysterio has made his WWE debut and become an official WWE superstar. Dominik just turned 23, so he's one of the youngest superstars on the main roster as well. Not to mention that Dominik also had the opportunity to skip over NXT and have his first match at SummerSlam against a former multiple-time WWE champion like Seth Rollins, so that's quite the accomplishment as well. Not a lot of new superstars, especially at Dominik's age, just get to come right over to the main roster. The only recent superstars I can think of that were able to fully skip over NXT was Ronda Rousey and AJ Styles, so it's quite rare to skip NXT. To Dominik's credit, and for skipping the whole development process, Dominik actually looks really great in the ring so far. He's a lot of fun to watch and obviously has all the potential in the world. When your main coach is the legendary Rey Mysterio, who's been wrestling all over the world for countless decades now, you just have to assume that Dominik is learning a lot from his father. I've seen some fans being really picky and pointing out certain things about Dominik, but you gotta remember, this is literally his first few weeks as an official in-ring competitor. Just give him a while to find his flow and find even more confidence. He's really going to take off. Given his age, he's no doubt still going to improve, and he's nowhere near his full potential yet, so we have to give him some time to get there. I really enjoyed watching Dominik. I like his style and his vibe. I definitely feel like he has a lot of charisma in there that he's about to tap into. But bad news for Rey Mysterio's family is, of course, Rey's injury though. Rey did suffer a torn tricep from the Payback match, and it was a legitimate injury. It's not storyline related at all. Rey did suffer that injury, but rumor is that it's not serious and won't require surgery. Rey could be back in 2 months or less, depending on how it heals. So, with Rey Mysterio out of the picture, you gotta wonder where Dominik will go now. Unless something new and major happens, I feel like the feud with Seth Rollins is over, so we'll have to see what's next for Dominik. There's one theory going around, and it claims that Dominik will go through a big transition and change his character to Prince Mysterio and actually wrestle with a mask. Rey is obviously Spanish for king, so that's why the rumor of Dominik taking on the Prince Mysterio name seems very likely. Prince obviously refers to the king's son, so it makes a lot of sense. Dominik's WWE t-shirt even features his face being covered with one of Rey Mysterio's masks, so that's where a lot of this speculation has come from as well. Maybe something will happen during Rey Mysterio's last match. Maybe Rey will completely take the mask off to signify his retirement and hand it over to Dominik to keep the legacy going and give him the permission to wear the mask. But then again, Rey Mysterio just said in a recent interview that he plans on wrestling for the next 5 years. So it looks like we'll be waiting quite some time to see the mask being passed down. Now, let's talk about the other Rey Mysterio family member that we haven't heard much from, and that's Rey's daughter, Aalyah. Similar to Dominik, Aalyah has also been involved in WWE storylines from such a young age. One of Aalyah's last WWE appearances was a long time ago on Smackdown when Rey had brought out his entire family and they interrupted CM Punk. I believe that was her last WWE appearance until this week. Aalyah actually made a WWE appearance on Raw this week during the backstage interview with Rey and Dominik. She didn't have any lines or said anything at all, but fans started speculating and wondering, what was she doing there? I think the biggest question from fans coming out of that brief appearance by Aalyah was if she was going to wrestle one day, following in her father and her brother's footsteps. It does make you wonder because that's how things started with Dominik. He started making brief appearances every once in a while. He even got involved in many of Rey's matches, and that's when the word started to go around that Dominik was being prepped to wrestle. So that's why we're all wondering if the same sort of thing could be going on with Aalyah. Rey and Dominik are competing, and even Rey's wife, Angie, played a role in the SummerSlam match when she walked out to the ramp. The only Rey Mysterio family member that hasn't played any roles so far is Aalyah. There's not much known about her interest in actually wrestling, but we'll have to keep an eye out for maybe some interviews from Rey to see if his daughter has any interest in joining the company as well. But it was great to see the entire Rey Mysterio family present to support Dominik. I even saw some fans asking why Rey would bring his whole family to Raw after the last few hectic months he had on Raw, and I thought that was quite funny because it's true. Look at everything Rey and Dominik have been through over the last few months on Raw. Why would he bring his wife and his daughter to the same show after everything that happened to him? That's a very good question to ask. Considering the punishment Rey and Dominik have gone through lately, I think it would have been the safer move to leave the family at home. But regardless of that, it was still great to see them all together for the first time in a very long time. It's been a handful of years since we last saw Eva Marie in WWE. Eva Marie didn't win all the titles and have these huge accomplishments in WWE, but she was still a massively popular WWE superstar. She's become very popular for being one of the original members of the Total Divas reality show during its early seasons. Eva Marie went from the main roster to NXT, back to the main roster, and then she just vanished after a suspension from WWE. A lot of fans have a lot of things to say about Eva Marie, but I think Eva Marie left the WWE in the heart of a very entertaining gimmick for her character. It all took place after the WWE draft in 2016. Eva Marie was assigned to Smackdown, but her character always had a big excuse why she couldn't compete that night. Whether it was issues with her attire, trouble with her boots, getting stuck in traffic, there was just always an issue, and it got a few laughs from the crowd. Everyone just couldn't wait to see what Eva's excuse was for the following week. Unfortunately, Eva Marie was suspended for a few months and then quietly departed from the WWE and hasn't been seen in WWE since. Well, Eva Marie broke her silence on the WWE and had this to say in a recent interview with The Wrap about a possible WWE return. WWE is my number one, my home, my family. They prepared me for all the things I'm doing and what I want to do in my career. I am forever grateful to the company, to Vince McMahon, Hunter, Triple H, and Stephanie McMahon. If it made sense, of course, I'd come back home. Eva Marie is now making some big moves in Hollywood and also had this to say when asked about how WWE prepared her for her film roles. WWE has totally prepared me for TV and film because there are so many moving parts. With WWE, not only are you on the road for 290 days, you're building on top of your character you're creating, as well as performing live in front of an audience. In TV and film, you're doing the exact same performance from multiple different angles. So walking the set, I was super prepared because of my WWE background. So it's great to see that WWE has helped her in so many ways, and she would be open to a WWE return if it made sense. What are your thoughts on everything going on with Rey Mysterio's family and Eva Marie's comments? Leave your comments below. Don't forget to subscribe and leave a like if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, guys.